Hello friends, this is 2CBN back with you today. Have you ever heard the frog story? About the two frogs that fell into a kettle of milk and couldn't get out? It's an old story, many people have heard it, but let me just retell it quickly for you. The two frogs fell into this kettle of milk. They couldn't get out, so they just began to swim around in a circle in this kettle. Well, one of the frogs finally said, "We're never going to get out. We're going to drown. We might as well just give up now." And with that, he sank out of sight. Well, the other frog said to himself, "No, there's always hope. There's always hope." So he continued to paddle with those big web feet around the circle, till after a while he noticed that the milk was getting thicker. He was actually churning the milk into butter. After a while, the whole kettle turned to butter. He was able to stand on top of it and hop out. Hope is what gives us the ability to make it forward every day in a world where there is not much hope. Hope keeps us going, friends, and God gives us that hope. At 2CBN, we believe not only in the hope of the second coming, but we believe in the hope of the assurance of life today. Keep the faith. Keep going. There are three reasons why we can have hope for the future, and I want to share that with you in this short devotional this morning. We're going to go to Joshua chapter 3, verses 1 to 5, and there I want to read these texts for you quickly. Early in the morning, in verse 1, it says, "Joshua and all the Israelites set out from Shittim and went to the Jordan, where they camped before crossing over." So they're getting ready to cross the Jordan River into the Promised Land. So they're camped right on the edge. Now, the next verse says, "After 3 days, the officers went throughout the camp, giving orders to the people. 'When you see the Ark of the Covenant,' they said, 'of the Lord your God, and the Levitical priests carrying it, you are to move out of your positions and follow it.'" The next verse says, "Then you will know which way to go, since you have never been this way before." Now, friends, that's the key text of this entire passage. We're not finished reading yet, but let me read that one again. "Then you will know which way to go, since you have never been this way before." We'll come back to that in just a minute. Okay, the next verse says this. Joshua told the people, "Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you." Now, how do you cross a flooded river? And that's exactly this time of the year. It was in its flood stage, covering many miles across. How do you cross a flooded river when you've never crossed one before? What do you do when you can't walk on water? And you say, "I've never walked this way before." Well, Joshua said, "You will know which way to go, since you've never been this way before." That's the kind of God we serve. He takes us through the paths that we haven't known before, and He's always with us to help us and to give us courage and to give us hope. Now, friends, there are three things we need in order to face the future with hope and assurance. I'm going to go back now to texts. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 2, Moses said this, "Remember how the Lord your God led you all the way in the wilderness these 40 years, to humble and test you in order to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep His commandments." So the first thing we need to remember is that God was with us yesterday. Remember how He's led us in the past. The second one is found in Joshua 3:7, which we just read earlier. "And the Lord said to Joshua, 'Today I will begin to exalt you in the eyes of all of Israel, so that they may know that I am with you as I was with Moses.'" And so the second point is, remember that God is with you today. And then finally, the third point, Joshua 3:5. Joshua told the people, "Consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do amazing things among you." My friends, remember that God will be with you tomorrow. Let us consecrate ourselves to Him each day and have this hope in our lives. Remember this, my friends, God has said, "I was with you yesterday. I am with you today. I will be with you tomorrow." This is the message of hope. This is our message, the message of 2CBN, friends. This is the message that God has for you and for me. He loves us with a love we can't even begin to understand. The message of hope from 2CBN to you. Have a hope-filled day today and be blessed.